It's on?
Usually I put it in here and it'll like show.
Oh, for real?
No, now everyone's frozen. Now that
I'm not frozen. I'm not frozen. I'm just like, we're trying to do this. Like, wait, is this a report or is this an art project? This is, okay. Oh, okay. So, all right, we're supposed to be doing this project on connecting sewage, water life, with regular life, right? Oh, Carmen in the back. She's just really quiet. Let you know.
Hi, Carmen.
So, what is water to you guys in art?
Water connects the whole world together. Like when you think about it, when you touch the ocean, it's like this water could be from like South America or something, or like from Japan, water. Like, you know,
or from a bathtub.
Or from a bathtub.
I think it's like essential. I don't know, like, you know, like we need it from Mother Nature. Well, we're made up of water.
Yeah.
Like a big percentage of us is water.
But then we have to keep water in us. So.
We need to. Yeah, we can't live without water.
Right. What about you? Art and water connected. Let's go.
I guess it's in everything. Watercolor.
Have you guys seen those like balls full of water that like you can drink them?
Oh yeah, I've seen
balls.
That.
Yeah, it's like like a little ball and it's full of water. So like to not use bottles anymore, water bottles.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that. And like then you can eat it.
Yeah, you can eat the wrapper. So you just like put it in your mouth and it dissolves and like you drink the water.
They're like little mini water balloons. You just like you don't have to eat the wrapper,
but you can. It's biodegradable.
I'm sure there's food in the aquarium.
Where that from?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. So how does art compare to water? SpongeBob. That's. Coming into this, I was really thinking like I don't really care about water that much. Like citizen, like am I really thinking about like water conservation? Like am I really sitting here caring for a moment that what if water doesn't last? We're at the aquarium and I'm looking at it like wow, vegetables, everything that literally kind of has a heartbeat needs water. I feel like as a human we don't really consider that fact, like wasting water and things like that when we're brushing our teeth, cleaning our dishes, using it to clean the bathroom. We drink this water. We do so many things with water, and it's crazy because the world is made up like mostly body of water. An aquarium is pretty much like a function of how regular life is. I feel like it's a space where people can go to really see themselves in a different light. Society is built in different sections and groups, and it's just different subsections, just like fish are separated. Like everything has their own exhibit and their own way of living and how they do things. Those type of elements, these creatures live in that water. They need that water source.
I had the opportunity to visit the Aquarium of the Pacific. I was able to observe the marine mammals. I observed the dolphins, the sea otters, and I also observed what lives under the water. I saw jellyfishes, whales, rays, seahorses, and crabs, and also corals. The corals, it was interesting because they were in different colors. The space was very welcoming. I saw family, children, fascinating, observing the marine life. I believe it's very important to have a clean water and conserve a clean environment for these animals. I am a global citizen because I think they have to have a clean environment. As us as human beings, we have to clean air. Water is very important. We need to conserve the water, not only because of us, but also for what lives under the water, for animals.
Visiting the aquarium was a liberating experience. Observing all the different sea life creatures reminded me how diverse we are as humans. Just like the uniqueness of each fish, that uniqueness is held in us too. There was tons of gallons of water on display during this trip, but that was due to the wildlife that thrived on it. It made me think about how much each creature, even us, relies on water. It made me think about how what we as humans put into the earth turns around and recycles back into it. I'm very interested in water conservation, and I do believe that it's important for us to partake in it to save what we have left of this planet. Without water, we wouldn't be able to have all these beautiful creatures, and us as a species wouldn't be able to survive.
It's interesting to see how the relationship between humans and the natural world has changed in the past century or so. In the past, humans were in small villages and towns totally surrounded by nature. But now it almost feels like the opposite. It's almost impossible to just go out and find pristine nature on your own. So much nature just feels like little scattered pieces surrounded by industry and people. That's kind of what the aquarium felt like. Like humans had taken over the world, and zoos and aquariums are one of the few ways humans can see wild animals in the flesh. It was a museum of how the world used to be in the past. I mean, that being said, zoos and aquariums can be great. I mean, it's sad to see animals in enclosures, but they're like that, so we can study them and learn more about them and raise money to save them. Much of the time, they're in there because they would not survive in the wild, and this is the only way that they can live their lives. And it's great to raise awareness about the natural world and all the animals that live in it, and how to keep the earth and the water and those animals pristine and safe. I've become increasingly existential about the environment, and things like this give me hope that things can get better, and we can clean up the ocean and the earth and just make the world a better place for future generations and for the animals and just everyone in general.
On Saturday, we went to the Aquarium of the Pacific, where I tried to correlate marine life to human life. Immediately, I could see plenty of similarities, some obvious and some more abstract. The crowdedness of the aquarium, just as crowded as the tanks. The schooling of the fish, similar to the flow of people walking about. The separation of species due to incapability of cohabitation, similar to the segregation within society. However, as the tanks got smaller, and the ability for some of these species to move about also decreased, the more it reminded me of prison cells. The confinement in their tanks, similar to the containment of prisoners. I spot a penguin out in an 80-degree weather and question if they're meant to be there. I spot a cataract in a fish's eye and question if it's the chlorine it lives in. I stop and think to myself, why should these creatures be living in a man-made quarters? Would they be better off in the ocean? 71% of Earth is made up of water. 60% of an adult male is made up of water. We hear statistics like these and realize how much water surrounds us, yet we still have droughts. We still have situations like the Flint water crisis. And on other issues, we still have ongoing marine pollution. I realize that I know we have these issues, but tend to think of them as bigger matters that I couldn't possibly fix by myself. However, although I can't fix it all by myself, I realize I can still do certain actions that might help the issue regardless. At the aquarium, we encountered an exhibition regarding the conservation of water. We saw different displays that showed small changes that one can make at home that will help preserve water. I realized I leave the water running while brushing my teeth. I realized I leave the shower running when putting on soap. I realized although I have a reusable water bottle, I still buy plastic bottles. I realized that although I try to avoid straws and plastic bags, I still use them. Thinking these things made me feel bad because I realized that there are such small changes that I can make. I realized that there's small changes that I can tell my friends and family to make. Small progress is still progress, and I hope to be able to continue making these changes that will in fact help a bigger cause.